G'day Australia, Tim here in little town of Quambatook. We're here for Beef It Up Australia and Let's Get Rural. And we're talking to Michael and Wayne. How are we, guys?
Very good, thanks, Tim.
Yeah,
Hey, how long have you been here in Quambatook?
just over 2 years in the pub.
Yeah?
Yeah,
We're going into our third year.
Going into the third year?
Yeah.
yeah.
And where did you come from before that?
I'm at Sunbury.
I was in Sunbury for a little while.
Yeah.
For a little while?
Yeah, far north Queensland before that.
So what brought you down here to Quambatook?
Yeah, big question.
I'm raising a son on my own, so I had a house here.
Yeah.
Bought a house, affordable living, so
Yep.
yeah, lived here. And
Then-
that's the start of it all.
So you brought Dad up with you?
Yeah,
Or just
no, Dad
follows
sort of
occasionally?
I'm in Sunbury still.
You're in Sunbury still?
Yeah,
So you come up and help out here at the hotel?
yeah. Just been renovating the pub for the last 2 years. Still been doing it.
I'll tell you, the pub's looking really good from what I've seen. So, hey, you've done a really good job so far.
Yeah.
So, and by the time you finish it, it's going to be 100% excellent, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's, I've done the kitchen, put a new kitchen in.
Yeah.
When the health inspector came out, she said this doesn't look like a country kitchen.
Yeah.
Put new bathrooms in.
So you've got accommodation here as well?
Yeah, we had 7
Seven.
rooms.
7?
Yeah, outdoor kitchen, shower and toilets.
Yeah.
Yep.
They outside or they?
Alongside that.
Alongside it, yeah.
Wow. So you know much of the history of the pub?
I put a mural up in the lounge which shows all of the publicans from 1894 through to us
Yeah.
in 2018.
Because the original pub was built in 1878. That was the first pub in Quambie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the town was surveyed in 1894,
yeah,
and that was when the first township actually came along.
yeah,
But the pub was here 16 years before that,
yeah, I could imagine. But
which was
I've
just
got-
down the road.
yeah, I've got, well, the history I've got so far for here was 1894.
Yeah.
And then they had another pub here, commercial hotel.
Yeah, it was just up the
on-
road something,
on the
wasn't
corner
it?
where
Corner.
all the units are. But that was timber.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know.
near the police station, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the other side, I think. It was a thriving little town in its heyday with bloody
Yeah, something like 500 odd people, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. About 500 or
big
so.
school.
We have on
Oh.
the silo cinema.
Yeah.
We have big outdoor cinema, so they put the big screen up on the silo. And last time we had about 450 people come into town for it.
First time I've ever heard of any town doing that.
Yeah, well, they're still active, so I think, aren't they the active, the silos? Yeah, so all the ones that have been painted
Yeah.
aren't active,
But ours is still
Right,
operational.
okay.
still operational, so they,
So you're going to have movies on the silo?
Yeah.
yeah,
So every 3 months or so over the warmer weather,
Yeah.
we have the silos, have the cinema on, and it's all Aussie-based movies. So
Right.
we've had we've had
the merger.
Crocodile Dundee,
Crocodile Dundee, what was the other one?
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
So they're going to bring other classics like Storm Boy and the new one, The Dry. They're going to show those?
Well, eventually they'll come out,
Yeah.
but the next one is the Ram, I think.
It's all Aussie-based films.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, yeah, because they're all basically based on communities and small
Yeah,
towns,
yeah,
aren't they?
Australia.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Australia, yeah.
So since you've been here, how have you found Quambatook?
It's a peaceful little town.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. People are good. Yeah, they very friendly, welcoming when you come to town. Very community based. When like Christmas time, we get all the people in the main street. They close off the street, and everyone comes and joins in for Christmas carols. And
Yeah.
fire truck comes out and Santa for all the kids and brings presents. And so
Yeah, because I know I'll be talking to, I think it's Jim and Maris later
Maris,
on
yeah.
after I've had a convo with yourself and Wayne. So yeah, just to find out how you found the town and the people in the town and the local community and the farmers. So what's some of the things that being here at the pub that you guys with the pub do to help out the community with sporting things?
well, in the first year, all our raffles, all the raffles, I donated the money back to the town. So there was a couple of wakes there that some influential people of the town
Yep.
had passed away. So I put that money towards catering for the wake,
Oh, right, okay.
and held the wakes here at the pub.
Yeah.
And catered for the families and took care of all the nitty gritty stuff. So it just showed that we were trying to support people, you know, support the town, the community. When families go through a loss like that, it's hard enough to organise things. So we took it upon ourselves to cater. And I thought by putting the raffle money back into the community, by helping out the families, it'd take a lot of the pressure off. So we've done about 4 wakes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think the pub helps out the local community and the farmers, you know, besides them coming in on after work and on a weekend and stuff to catch up with their neighbours and their mates and have a chat and a laugh, cry on the shoulder for, you know, different things and different problems? Because mental health is a big thing in small towns and communities and farmers, and with droughts, fires, floods, and now COVID,
Yep.
how do you think that might affect not only your own mental health issues behind the bar, but the townsfolk, the communities and farmers? How do you think that affects those guys with their mental health?
I think they're all affected. You know, a lot of people are isolated. There's a lot of single men here that run their own farms, so they were all isolated. You know, we had a pretty dry season too, so I think there was a lot of crops there that were a bit down.
Yeah.
A lot of guys were struggling.
Do you think they'll go and farmer wants a wife?
I was actually thinking of having something like that here. Yeah, I've often thought about bringing some women from Melbourne up,
Yeah.
and holding something like that here. Yeah, so you know, just bring some women from out of town actually. Yeah, it might help.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's slowly the town's. I think at the moment it's doing okay. We haven't got too many rentals, so there are a few people around, but with the COVID, it is making it very hard for people to socialise, and
It shuts a lot of things off, doesn't it?
it does.
You just
it does.
don't know where you stand because they change the rules that often.
Yeah.
That we go to do one thing and then you find that, oh, that's no good. You've got to do something else. You know.
It's just like going to football, isn't it?
It is.
You just don't know what's going to happen from one minute to the next.
That's right. Wayne, how do you think that the pub helps out with those kind of things?
Well, is that it makes it hard for us because we don't know whether we've got to have masks, sanitizer. We've got all that stuff here, but you know, do you eat at the tables? Do you serve them at the tables with drinks? The whole, and you kind of think there's nothing within Cooley over here.
With sporting, it's
You know,
makes it hard too.
you know.
It does. We noticed the footy over when we came in. It looks like somebody's run over it with weed killer.
It's actually the best ground in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It comes up nice and green once it's watered, and
Want your water it.
yeah,
Oh.
it's a very good ground actually.
You only use the water out of the river?
For the
Yeah.
golf course,
No,
for the
that's
dams.
why it's brown.
No, it's a good ground to play on. The community all get behind the football club.
Yeah.
Football club, you know, has been suffering. I mean, they were going to shut down the country league, which was a big worry. We thought that the club was going to fold, but then something changed and we got the league back. So and then COVID hit.
So you still got a footy team?
Yeah, we've
within
still
the
got a
league?
team. Our team come from far and beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're from everywhere.
It is the Saints, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Saints.
When we came into town, we tried to find the school.
Yeah.
We found it out the road, but it's not a school anymore. What's happening with the school?
It's just sitting there at the moment.
Yeah.
It's in there?
Yeah.
It closed in 2017 when I first arrived in town. When I first come up to look at my house,
Yeah.
it was open. There was about 6 to 8 students.
6 to 8.
Yeah, students.
Isn't there something like 150, 200 people here?
Yeah.
And only 6 or 8 kids in the school?
Well, that's it. Yeah, it was at the school.
They all go to Kerrang or Board.
So you had high school as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So why do you think they might have closed the school? Even 6 or 8 kids in the school
Couldn't get teachers.
couldn't get teachers.
Yeah.
One of them went off, I think, on maternity leave and couldn't
Couldn't
get
get a
anybody else.
replacement.
I think that's a bit pathetic.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think it's coming up for sale or they're going to sell it.
there's things that could be done around town. Like I mean, we had a levy bank built to go around the river to stop the flooding.
Yeah.
But I think it flooded once in
Yeah.
90 years, 10 years.
10 years.
10 years ago it flooded.
And that was before the levy or after?
That was before the levy.
So you built the levy?
And the locals built a levy around to save the town.
Yeah.
But
Hasn't flooded since?
there's no water.
There's no water.
You never know when that's going to happen.
No.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of speculation, and a lot of people were saying that if we had dug it out all silt,
Yeah.
dug deeper, and used the soil from that to build the banks higher, we could have put some nice water through it and some fish, and brought a lot of.
But if you don't have
tourism.
the water going through,
Yeah, but you can keep the water there because the river's only 2 foot deep.
is that all?
That's all it is.
2 foot, if that.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Because they've built a weir, which when it does flood, stops all the mud from going
coming through.
anywhere. So you've got to dig it out to get water back in it, so then you can get life back in the river.
we get life in the river, we get life in the community.
You know, but I'm not I don't reckon the greenies should have much to do with it because they bugger up everything they touch.
They butchered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And, yeah.
that would have brought a fishing.
We've got
We
a-
have a fishing club here. But
Yeah, you go out to Chum Lake.
yeah, we go to Chum Lake. We go out to Pennell Island. Yeah, Pennell Island, and a couple other locations
Yeah.
that we get out to. Lake, what's that?
Merrin.
Lake Merrin.
Yeah.
Some
Some nice
yellow-
fish out there.
Yeah, you get some
But
yellow
there could
belly.
be good fish in the river. You know, the water's stopped from coming here because further up they've built dams to stop water from
Yeah, and
going
they've
into
built
it.
them downstream too,
And,
haven't they?
and just a bit of a thing, it's the only river that runs uphill.
Yeah, so if you do that and you dig it out a little bit, you get water in there, clean it right up, beautify it, make
Yeah.
it good for the town. How would that go against the hierarchy concerning water rights and what goes on with the water in the river?
It's Mother Nature put it there. You know, and if it's dug out and you can put water in where it's deep enough,
Yeah,
Then I could have canoes and do canoe hire.
you can do whatever. You
And
know,
people could hire a canoe and canoe
Just-
along the river.
Give
then the
them some-
hierarchy would come in and say, look guys, this is our water, it's our river,
whose river?
governments. But it belongs to the land, doesn't it?
It does.
You know, then you have the Aboriginals come in and say, well, that's ours.
Yeah.
You know, like
And then
where
the
do you
hierarchy-
where do you stop? You know?
Hierarchy would say, fair enough,
Yeah.
basically. I'd say basically because it
But they're
doesn't work.
stopping it from getting back to a river.
And they're killing a town.
Yeah, because they just won't dig it out because the greenies say don't dig it out. I think it's just dirt. It's not like
I mean,
it's
it's not about, I mean, the greenies sit there and it's about nature and this and that, but really it's about the survival of a town.
Yeah, but it's damming it at both ends, that's not ensuring the survival of the town,
It's
is
not.
it?
no.
It's not helping the town at all.
That's like saying, right, we don't want that town anymore. We're
Yeah.
gonna do that, we're gonna do that, because the town's still surviving,
Yeah,
and they're defying everything that's going on,
yeah.
and that's what community is.
I'm putting money into the pub because I think that it could be a
Yep.
good place.
Yeah, so besides what they don't want you to do with the river, to help the town survive, what's some of the other things that, the community and the township can get in and help themselves to become more viable and to survive and grow?
I think you need more rentals around the place to get people in, and then
We need a bigger facility, something bigger business.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a nursing home, something to create jobs. We create jobs, we create more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not enough work around.
that gives the farmers people to employ because they're just
And a lot of the guys need a hand out in the farms, especially when it comes to harvest time.
Mhm.
And it's pretty hard to get workers. We have Grain Corp, they get in a few workers every year,
Yeah.
but most of them are backpackers. Just come through and they work for 3 months and they disappear again.
Then off they
But
go.
even then, there's no
Yeah.
accommodation.
You just need something in here that's going to be sustainable long term
Yeah.
and continue to grow.
Yeah.
So town got big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just one more thing, because I know you guys are busy. I know you've got to unload truck and everything else. Probably the most important thing, the hardest question ever to be asked. Wayne, what does community mean to you?
It's everything. If you haven't got a community, you haven't got a town.
Yeah.
So you need them to get in and create stuff and do stuff. That's why I'm doing the pub up to get the community back.
Get it back and help it continue to grow. And
Yeah. Yeah, you just need a bit of go and everything to keep it going.
Yep.
Community means life.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
does.
It means well-being of people, healthy community, a friendly community. It's like one big family. And if you don't have that, you don't have anything, really.
And it is, and community is supposed to be family, isn't it?
That's
Come
right.
together and help
That's
each
right.
other grow.
We have a lot of elderly in town, and people need to acknowledge that and, and look after each other and support each other.
It is indeed. Beautiful. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Wayne.
Hey, Rob.
Hey everybody, Tim's still here at the Quambatook Hotel in Quambatook, and now we're talking to Jim and Maris. How are we today?
Very well, thank you.
Can't growl, no one listens when I do, so
Quite agree.
But that's normal, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is normal, yes.
So, Maris, how long have you been here in Quambatook?
About 50 years.
About 50 years.
Came here in 1965.
Where were you before that?
Winchelsea.
That's down,
It's between Colac and Geelong.
yeah it is, I thought it was down that way.
Yes, yeah, on the highway
So you get to the beach down there pretty regular?
there. Yes.
So what brought you up here to Quambatook besides a car?
Bought a hotel.
You bought the hotel.
Yes. I didn't, my husband did.
So you come up here and bought the hotel and you ran the hotel for how long did you just have the hotel?
20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
And then after that you just decided to stay?
Yes, I decided to stay. Yes.
Yeah? So how did all the locals treat you then when you first came here from there and ran the pub? They all behaved themselves when they
Oh,
came
yes, no, they were very good.
in?
Anyway,
Jim's laughing.
You see, I was in the kitchen, I wasn't up in the bar.
I can think of a few names there, Maris, that would contradict that, but...
Would you be one of them,
mention
Jim?
them. No, I think I was well behaved, yeah.
Yeah, you think?
Well, he had to be, he was a school teacher, you see.
Oh, right,
Well,
yeah.
not then, though, he wasn't, were you? Not when we arrived, he went to school teaching.
Yeah, but still then, you still had to behave on a Friday night and a Saturday,
Yes.
because you had to face up to school on the Monday.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
So, Jim, how long have you been here in Quambatook?
I'll be probably 60 years next March, I think.
60 years
I
next
came here
March?
About May 61 to coach the footy side, I came, yeah.
So where did you come from before that?
I was teaching at Lake Merrin, little school, about 20k east of here.
So a hop, skip and a jump.
Yeah, well, I boarded with parents who were only about 10k out of town, so
Yeah.
it was convenient to come here and play my football, yeah.
Oh, why not? So do you know much of the history of Quambatook and the hotel and the shops?
I knew a little bit because my mother's uncle, he owned the hotel back in the 40s and probably in the late 30s, the early 40s.
Yeah.
And when father came out of the army, he was moved to Swan Hill, and I think it was 1946 or 47. We came down to a wedding anniversary at the old Quambatook Hotel then. And Uncle Dick bought me my first football out of the Quambatook stores over the road, a little yellow football stuffed with paper.
This wasn't a make-believe Sharon or something, was it? Or just a little...
A long way off a make-believe Sharon.
So that would have been the first Quamby kicker.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah. That was my first football. I would have been 5-year-old, perhaps 6, I'm not sure. Yeah.
So the original pub was built around 1878.
I wouldn't know when this pub was built. That might be the original pub out the road. I doubt
Yes,
whether,
yeah.
this
This
one
one was
that
built in
old, no.
1896, I think it was.
This one in 1896. That's not bad, because the first one was 1878, and the
And that was
town
out the
was
road.
surveyed in 1894.
Yeah.
So the pub was here 16 years virtually before the town.
Yes.
Well,
And what came next was a store or a church or something came next.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
The
no.
railway station, I think that was the reason why they see the town was
Actually
out.
was, yes,
The town was
yeah.
out the road, on the Corrine Road, yeah.
It
And
was
then-
going to be out of Town Ninny, I think. The Town Ninny Reserve is still out there, Township Reserve, but the railway line to ultimately was sort of diverted through Quambatook instead of going out through Town Ninny, which is about another 15k
Yeah,
further west, yeah.
because at one stage I know there was Quambatook West and Quambatook East, but the original name was Quambatook.
No, you got me there.
Yeah, it was Quambatook, and then they set up Quambatook East and then Quambatook West, and because they had those either side of the main little settlement, they decided to make it all Quambatook.
Well, there was a Quambatook North East School, which was only up the road about 5k.
Wow.
And there still is a plaque out there to commemorate that school.
Still,
Yes, Quambatook, the plaque's out there, the school's not there, no, the school's just, you can see the trees where the school was.
yeah,
Yeah, the Quambatook East School, there's a plaque out there, you can see the trees where the school was there. The Oakvale School, which is the next little station along the line. There was a bit about the history of that just recently. The Hoskins.
Oh,
girls
yes, yeah.
Published that in the local newsletter. And
Yeah.
they actually had 40 odd kids going to the Oakvale School, which is 6 miles straight down the railway line. Yeah.
oh, that's a long walk back then, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but the Quambatook School would have been going at the same time. And
Yeah.
Quambatook South School too, was old Ned Doyle went to school there, and Ned would have been well past 100 now if he was still alive, wouldn't
Yeah, and yes.
Quambatook
And they
South.
used to travel on the train to school,
he? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they can't do that now, though, can they?
No.
So when you first came to Quambatook and you and your husband bought the pub, did you get involved with the footy club, with the
Oh, yes, yes.
netball and that
yes,
as well?
Yes, we got, yes.
Did you play it?
No.
No?
No, I was too busy.
Too busy here at the pub?
Yes, too busy in the pub,
Yeah.
in the kitchen,
And raising kids.
and raising kids. I had 3 children.
Now, every town had to basically make their own fun.
Mm.
There was regular concerts for quite a few years here.
Yeah.
On different times, they put on a couple of plays, that type of stuff went on.
Mm.
And
And
the
they did
football
have a-
club had their regular barrels out in someone's barn on the Saturday night.
Yeah, that sounded like a regular occurrence. Didn't matter what small town it was, basically.
No,
Yeah.
that's right, yeah.
So it's with everybody that's been here in Quambatook, I know 2 famous people that came from here.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, one's John Williamson.
Yes.
Yeah, with Old Man Emu and
Yes.
songs like that.
Well, the first time he sang it here in the pub.
Here in the pub the first time.
Yeah.
Standing up on the bar.
Yeah, yes, yeah, and yeah, well, that was before it was published. Yeah.
Wow. Did he have an emu in here with him as well?
No, he just came. I had to go and wake up my 2-year-old son to get up and have a look. Heavens above. Heavens above. Yeah.
Wow. And the other one that I seen as well, he and Molly Meldrum came from here.
Yes, he was here for a while.
Yes, he doesn't seem to claim ownership to Quambatook very often, but
I don't know why, because it's a beautiful little town.
I think he does when he wants to, that's all.
No, his mother had a breakdown. His father was a manager or assistant manager of the stores over the road. He wasn't here when after. He was here before I came, and he was brought up. Millie and Eric McKissick. He stayed with them and was brought up there for a while.
Oh, right, yeah. So anybody else that's a bit well known in whatever industry come from around Quambatook as well? So high profile footballers or something?
I think, yeah.
Well, Jim played for St Kilda.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, a long time ago, yeah.
Wow. Who was your coach back then?
Alan Jones.
That's before he went across to Hawthorn, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Jonesy, I think Jonesy started down there in about 61. I went down there in 63. I think our most famous exports have got to be the Mickelberg brothers, wouldn't you think, Maris?
Oh, yes.
And what did they do?
Oh, what didn't they do?
Oh, okay, so they were notorious, were they?
Well, they moved Ray Mickelberg, their father, he had the commercial hotel, which was on the corner just down the road a bit. And they moved to Western Australia, and they were pretty good entrepreneurs over there. They took the Perth Mint down for I don't know how many $1 million worth of gold.
Wow.
They mixed some of the gold up and made a gold nugget.
Okay.
That they sold to Alan Bond. It's $1 million or more dollars, and yeah, no, interesting days. And anyway, as that they've just been, Brian, the young one, no, not the youngest one, the middle one, Brian, he was a very keen pilot, and he did a lot of commercial flying. He married a local girl.
Yeah, the lady who used to live
She
next
lived
door.
next door, actually.
Yes.
Kimmy, the Martha's daughter, and she comes back occasionally. But the policeman over there who got them convicted, he didn't do it in a very legal or ethical manner. And after the bikies blew him up in his motor car with a couple of sticks of jelly, he's offside and spilled the beans. And all the evidence against them wasn't legitimately
Obtained.
obtained, and so they got out and about. I never heard what happened to all the gold, but there's been a book written and a movie made on them, so they've got to be our most famous. Oh no, I won't take it away from Johnny Williamson. He was a great entertainer. But, the Mickelberg come close. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one was in the music industry and the other one was in the shopping industry,
Yes,
so to speak.
Yeah.
So growing up around here, and you've seen a lot of changes over the years, what's actually changed from when you came here to now?
You go first, Maris.
Oh,
I think we'll say the same thing.
yes, no, you can say. I don't need. I mean, well, we haven't got the young children here anymore. No.
No, they go
No,
to school in another town now, don't they?
Yes, they go to school at Bort or Kerrang. Yes, my family, they went to the local school until grade 6, and then they went on to Kerrang High School on the bus. Yes, in those days we had 3 buses going to Kerrang. Well, one went via up the back there,
Yeah.
on the back road. Yes. But, there were there was a lot of children in Kerrang school in those days. I think there was 1,000, wasn't there?
Well,
When Tony was there.
yeah.
Yes. And now they're down to a couple of hundred.
Wow, it's not
so
many, is it?
it's not only Quambatook, it's the area. Yeah.
A lot of the farmers would have sent their kids to school here,
Yes, yes.
and then when the school closed down, you said about 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Yes, yeah. But by that time the farmers, they'd all, the children had grown up.
Yeah.
And yes.
The whole region depopulated.
Exactly.
With
Well, every small.
with the growth of the farms are getting
Yeah.
bigger, machinery getting bigger,
Yeah.
no need for workmen or anything like that.
Well,
So
how
it
many
was
people are in Quambatook and the surrounding area community now?
Oh, I reckon about 150. I think they say 200, but I think you'd have to count the dogs
Yeah.
as well, wouldn't you? Yeah. And when we came, there was 500. That was-
500?
Yes.
That would have been a nice bustling little town, then.
It
Yes, it
was,
was.
yeah.
It was, yes. As
Yeah.
I said, there was 10 shops over the road.
And you see all the
Yeah.
kids and the teenagers running down the street with
Oh,
their stick and their
yes,
hoop.
yes.
you know,
Yes, when the mice plague was on, they had wonderful fun. They used to get their bats out and chase the mice. And no, that was the entertainment on a Saturday night, chasing the mice.
And they'd be getting out and about on their bikes with their mates and
Oh,
you
yes,
know,
yes.
riding 5 or 10 kilometres out the road and then coming home when the sun sets.
Yes,
And
we had boys on their bikes, didn't we? BMX bikes?
I mean,
Yes,
there was a
yeah.
BMX track over there for a
Yeah.
while. It was quite
Very
interesting.
popular.
yeah, the first bike I grew up with was a dragster.
Yeah.
The old, I can't remember the make of it, but the old dragster push bike with the sissy bars and the big bar on the back. That's I was riding a mate's bike around for a couple of years before I got my own. The first day I got mine, I fell off it.
Yeah.
That was normal, though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. No, motorbikes were very unforgiving things. So
Yeah, these were push bikes,
push
not
bikes
motorbikes,
were
yeah.
too, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
'Cause I remember used to riding out the road and chasing goannas and then getting chased by them back. So it was good.
Yeah.
Kept you fit, kept you out of trouble, not like today.
Oh no, was a lot more for kids to do growing up. I didn't actually grow up as a kid here, but little place just out of the Chuka called Lockington,
Yep, know it.
where I grew up, and it was a magnificent place there.
It hasn't changed much, Lockington.
Well, it's probably the services have got better.
Yeah.
Father was the bank manager there, and well, I'm trying to think what years I went myself, probably 54, 55, 56 through those years. You know, it had well, it's got a lot of services now. It was good then, but as kids, you know, the old man gave me the car when I was 14, and I had my own shotgun. If we did go out in the push bike, go out in the car and shoot rabbits, quail, hunt a few ducks and that type of thing.
And take it back for tucker.
Yeah, I did too.
Yes.
And if there was a bit of a party on and Mum had to make a sponge cake, I had to go out and raid a couple of swans' nests and bring back in some swans' eggs. Mum used to use about 4 to 5 eggs to make a decent sponge cake.
Yep.
And one swan's egg was the equivalent and the same constituency as the chook egg, same colour when you broke it, the yolk, everything cooked up, you fried an egg. Swan's egg was like that big in the pan, just like a chook egg.
Wow, you can make scrambled eggs out of one egg.
Yeah, good, yeah, easy, yes.
But some of the other things around Quambatook that people could do from different generations, what's some of the things that they'll be able to do around here? Because I know a lot of effect of the township as well was, besides the COVID, was droughts, fires, floods, because you've got the Lake River right there. So what's some of the things that the town and the community got into to help each other deal and get through those?
Oh, there was,
Well, they had a craft,
craft group.
Group,
That was
yes.
pre-COVID, yeah.
Yeah, and gardening. We had a gardening club. Yes, what's it just?
But over the years, now you look at what we've had that we haven't got now. We had 2 cricket teams. We haven't
Yes.
got a cricket team now.
Yes,
We had a gun club,
yes,
small bore rifle club, which built their own facility. The whole lot of it's gone now. The big shed's been pulled down.
Yeah.
Small bore rifle club. The race club. Race club is still functioning in name only. We think we didn't race this year, but we had the Quambatook Cup. Oh, yeah, the Quambatook Cup was held this year, wasn't it? Up at Swan Hill.
yes, with nobody there.
But nobody there. But we used to have a race meeting in our own right over at the footy ground.
Yeah.
Then we moved to Swan Hill. We've been up there about 20 odd years racing at Swan Hill.
Is that,
We moved up there 73 or something,
70,
about
yeah,
73,
yeah.
72, something like that.
30 odd years.
that's the big
Yeah.
cars, yeah?
Hmm?
Is that big cars? Or?
No, race club,
Race
this is
club.
horses.
Oh, horses.
racing, yes, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I didn't know Quambatook had a horse racing club.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
we had
it goes
one.
back to, I looked up a bit of history of it in the old papers at one stage. They raced, the original horse racing club was actually formed at the Quambatook Hotel, which was quite interesting. The publican said, that's fine, well, if the finishing post is at the front door of the pub, I'll sponsor the main race.
yes,
So
yeah.
that's what they did?
And they did. They had a special race for farm horses, but to prove there were no ringings in, the horse had to then pull a log for so far to prove that it could do it, and it was a farm horse, not a ring-in racehorse that would win the main race. When they started racing over here, one of the greatest innovations they had was to put a locked door on the judges' box, so that the punters couldn't interfere with the judges when they were trying to decide the placings. Now, this is some of the history that's coming out of the old Quambatook papers on the Quambatook Racing Club.
Wow.
And then we moved up to Swan Hill. We ran in our own. We had our own race meeting once a year, and it worked pretty well. But then they decided we couldn't have a whole race meeting, so we just had the one. We had to become disenfranchised with country racing Victoria. But at the time we had quite a bit of money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So to hand our licence in, they didn't compensate us, we had to compensate them. So they took $50,000 from us, 53,000 or something. But they did put it to use up at Swan Hill. So if you go to the Jockey Club at Swan Hill, they've got a special little room up there called the Quambie Room. And that was Quambie Race Club's $50,000.
Wow, that's
Paid for that, yeah.
that's a lot of money to get out of something, isn't it?
Well, it is. We couldn't do anything about it because
No,
we
we
could
don't.
sign on the cheques and so could they.
Yeah.
So they would have taken it anyway, yeah.
Well, I know you, a young lady and a young fella yourselves, I know you've got a sort of a busy afternoon doing what you need to do. So it's just one more thing I just want to ask you, is probably the hardest question you've ever been asked. What does community mean to you?
Getting together. Yes.
Getting together?
Yes, getting together. Yes. No matter where.
Yeah, I think I'd go a little bit further. I'd say that community is having the means and the wherewithal to get together.
Yes.
Whether it's a hotel,
Yes.
a footy
Football
football
ground.
club over there on a Saturday night.
Bowling club.
Bowling club.
Yeah.
Bowling clubs were
And,
very,
and
very
church. Yeah.
good. Won the last couple of premierships they had.
Yeah.
Yeah. I joined, but I'm not old enough to play bowls yet.
Do you know anybody in the community that got together at the police station?
Interesting, if you go down to the historical centre and open the door, the original Quambatook police cell is down at the historical centre.
I've seen that.
Open the big door and you have a look, someone has kicked the tripe out of the steel at the bottom of that door. We had someone to try and get out. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much, Maris and Jim. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh,
And hope you
Yes.
enjoy the rest of your day.
No,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Beautiful. Thank you
Yes.
Oh,
very much for your time.
I might go and see if I can find some water in the river.